Good morning. Good morning. It is Thursday morning. I'm headed to I have to do blood work this morning, and then I'll be headed to work, which is not far from my job, and it should only take a few minutes. Then I'll be headed to work. But it's Thursday, and yeah. So what I've been doing the last last night and this morning, trying to pinpoint when my whole issue started with the constipation, to see if maybe something I ate triggered it, like just what triggered it. And I went back as far as my birthday weekend when I went to Atlantic City. If you watched my videos, I was fine. I was fine for my birthday. I had no digestion issues. I mean, I ate what I wanted to eat. I went to the normal buffet that I usually go to when I go down there, the Borgata breakfast buffet. And I remember, because whenever I go to the buffet, which I love, I could eat a good 2 plates, like I'll have a plate with the omelet. I'll go to the omelet station, and then I'll have a plate of like fruit and just other stuff. And I did that, but I remember having the one plate with my omelet and kind of being full, and not really, either I got the second plate and didn't really eat a lot of it, or I don't know, but I remember not having a full 2 plates, which was strange for me because I can eat and I love a buffet, but I just wasn't. I remember not being as hungry, which I was like, oh, okay, so that was that. I went to my little Chinese, I don't know if they're Chinese or no, they're Thai food restaurant at the ocean. Had their pad thai, which was delicious. No issues with digestion. And then, came on back home, and it was, that was for my birthday. So it was like a couple of weeks later in the month. My birthday was mid-May. And then later in the month, and towards Memorial Day, I had gone to breakfast with my sisters, and then we had gone out later. We had gone out, but we went to this, regular spot that we go to for breakfast. We did that, and we did that. I've eaten there several times, and I had my standard omelet. Nothing crazy. But I do remember around that time I had given up coffee, and I did a couple videos on that. I gave up coffee. That was a struggle because of my energy level and all, but gave up coffee. And I even I remember I took off that Monday at Memorial Day was actually early this year. It was on the 26th, and so it was somewhere in that week that something was off. or I'll say that's when this whole thing started with the constipation. And the following Monday, I took off from work because I was, detoxing off the coffee. And I didn't want to be so sluggish and all that work. So, yeah, oh my God, I'm not even realizing how great the traffic is this morning, or lack of traffic. But I left a whole lot later than I usually leave, because I didn't need to get to this doctor's appointment until later, so I left later. But the traffic is wonderful. If my traffic every morning was like this, well, usually in the morning it's not bad. But I thought because I was leaving so late that it was gonna be like bumper to bumper. But maybe because it's we're getting into the summer, and we got 4th of July coming up, so maybe people are starting to go away for vacation and whatnot. Anyway, back to what I was saying about trying to pinpoint when this all started. So yeah, I think it started somewhere the week of Memorial Day, like after Memorial Day weekend, somewhere in that week. Because that following Monday, I remember I was home and I was sick. I was constipated. I was seriously constipated. That was like the first, not the first time, but that was like, I was constipated. And that was that Monday, the 31st. And I remember I had a birthday party to go to that evening of the 31st. And I had a hair appointment and a birthday party on the 31st. But that morning was rough. I was just, like, oh my God. So I was just trying to walk through and pinpoint. Now that week, I gotta go through my receipts at work, like with my credit cards and whatnot, and see if I had anything unusual to eat. I know, me and my coworker had gone to this, what is it called? Excuse me. We had gone to this burger place that's near my job that, we didn't even know was there. Last time we checked, it was 30 burgers, and then they had changed it to Bullhorn. So we were walking at lunch and we saw it and we were like, oh, let's check this out. So we went to Bullhorn and had burgers. We had these big old burgers for lunch, and they were good. They were really good. They were thick and juicy. That might have been that week, and so but I can't imagine a burger. I mean, if the burger wasn't cooked or whatever, I could see it making me sick, but not causing like all of this constipation. But like I said, I did give up coffee during that same time. Now, it would be crazy to think that all these years that I've been drinking coffee, like that's what's keeping me regular. Like I can't imagine that. But crazier things have happened. But I want to get to the bottom of this. I feel like a detective now. Let's get to the bottom of this. Let's see, because these doctors, my doctor's cool. My primary care, she's cool. This is the one I'm doing the blood work for now. She's cool, but she can be a little nonchalant, like just a little too laid back for me. You know, and I'm just like, come on, this is not normal. But the more and more I think about it, I feel like the constipation started when I gave up the coffee. What was that? So yeah, I'm gonna get to the bottom of this, because there's no way that you could tell me that before my birthday I was just eating, and I wasn't eating crazy. I wasn't eating any and everything. I didn't have any cake. You know, I was staying away from carbs in general. I mean, I did have the pad thai, which is like, it's noodles. But I didn't have any, like I said, I didn't have any cake. I didn't have a whole lot of sugary. I definitely didn't have any sugary beverages. I did have a little wine back at the hotel. I did have some wine, and I'm not a wine drinker. I'm not, I don't drink wine on a regular basis. Only, special occasion or something like that. And they were like wine coolers. They were like the little bottles of wine coolers. I may have had 4 of them, but over the weekend, yeah, I'm just trying to figure this out, because this is a mystery right here. This is a mystery. At first I thought maybe food poisoning like triggered it. So let me find out, what did I eat that week? And I still want to look at that. But this is insane, because it just like triggered a whole set of events that I'm still dealing with. Like, when was Memorial Day? Like I said, the end of, it's like 3 weeks later, I'm still dealing with this. And I can't quite shake it. Anyway, I will keep you posted on my findings if I figure anything out. Oh no, I just thought about it. I'm supposed to be drinking water. I'm supposed to be fasting, but I just added some electrolytes to my water. I don't know if that shouldn't have any effect, hopefully, on my blood work. I don't know, but I know I have to drink water so they can take my blood. But I forgot, I added something to my water. I should probably be drinking straight water with nothing added. Because whenever I get blood work done, she can never find a vein. It's crazy. But anyway, like I said, I will keep you guys posted on my findings with all of this. And if you think of anything, please put it in the comments. Don't forget to like the video and comment below. Well, I just said that. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. God bless.